Welcome to the Recession Proof Investing series, where we have top experts sharing tips and strategies on how to achieve success and lasting financial freedom in a post pandemic world. I'm your host, Keisha Bailey from Profit Jumpstarter, and today I'm joined by Kevin Matthews of Building Bread. Thank you so much for joining us, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Kevin, could you share a bit about your background and the work that you do with our audience so we can get to know you a bit more?
Yeah, so my background actually starts in education. I taught seventh grade math in Dallas, Texas, and then after 2 years, I became a financial advisor and moved to New York City. During my
Oh,
time
wow.
as an advisor, I've managed over $140 million and started my company called Building Bread, which is to essentially help everyone invest and make investing extremely simple.
Nice. Wow. Yes. And I think that's what we need, simple investing, so
Yeah.
persons can get into it. How has the pandemic been last year for you and your clients? I know it's been tough for a lot of persons from a health perspective and
Mhm.
also tough mentally, adjusting with the lockdown, partial reopening, lockdown again. So, how has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. We actually had a daughter right in the middle of the pandemic as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's a blessing.
yeah, thank you. So it's been personally it's been challenging. It's been for my clients really figuring out where they want to be from a financial perspective and being really nimble and flexible. But also, I think it's been a time to really recommit yourself to your financial goals
Oh,
and
yeah.
really get to test out your philosophy around how you feel. Because a lot of people say, you buy low and you sell high, right? That's what everybody says. But when the market
Right.
was low during the pandemic, you really got to find out whether or not you're about that life, if you will.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I remember a lot of persons panicking, saying, "Oh, it's low, but is it going lower? Is the world coming to an end? Is
Hmm.
it like what's happening?" And so, not many people actually jumped in to buy. In hindsight, it would have been great. And you look back now, you say, "Well, that would have been the perfect time." But
Right.
in the heat of it, not a lot of people did, for sure, for sure. And so, what has the reaction been with a lot of your clients during COVID? Did you find that they were very worried about their finances, or did they kind of jump on this opportunity to build wealth?
Yeah, so the vast majority of my clients did jump in and did continue to be consistent throughout. And that has been my guidance since the very beginning. I've got videos back in March of 2020 and in April saying, look, this is not going to be fun, but if you continue to invest, you are going to be rewarded. And
Yeah,
one of the phrases that was most popular at that time is those who are investing in 2020 are going to be the ones who are going to be wealthy in 2021,
oh yeah,
2025 and beyond. And that was the case because if we go back to 2000, we go back to 2008, right?
yeah,
2007, those who were investing then got the best prices. And shortly thereafter, those are the ones who saw the biggest profit.
for sure. So I like your spin on it, that 2020 was the year of like going in, becoming a millionaire. Like if you seize that opportunity, now you'd be kind of just smiling, saying, "Yeah,
Yeah,
tick," looking at green screens, making more
exactly.
money.
Exactly.
And so, what tips would you have for a person? Some persons may have jumped in last year with their finances and started investing, but what about persons today who are thinking, maybe COVID is over? I don't know. They're talking about a new Delta variant, but I want to make better decisions around my money and make better decisions with my investments. What would you say that they would need to start doing? Three things.
Yeah, I would say if I had to pick three things, I think the first one is to not expect perfection. I think some people want to sit down and say, like, I want to pick the perfect day at the perfect time, and this is going to be the one thing I do, and everything's going to be fine from here on out. And that's
Yeah.
extremely, extremely difficult to do. I think a better approach is to be consistent. So if you are
Oh,
investing
yeah.
in something, you want to continuously add to it, whether it's weekly, monthly, whatever time that you feel is best.
Yeah.
I like to do it weekly. Well, look, I get paid. Look, I'm putting more into the investments that I have because by default, right? By default, I'm going to hit the right spots more often than not. So number one is consistency. Number two
Mhm.
is perspective. When the market is falling, and it won't be the only time that we'll ever see anything like that, a lot of us panic, we tense up, and we say, "Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever."
Yeah.
Now in 2021, we realize that was the shortest recession we have ever had.
Yes.
Right?
Like, where the recession? Okay, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Like it happened within like 45, almost 50 days, and then we're out of it. By the end of the year, the stock market was up. So you never want to just focus in on like this one day is the worst thing ever. In fact, we have data going all the way back to 1999 that says that 6 out of 10 times when you see the worst day of the year for investors, the best day of the year happens within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, you'll see that.
Yeah.
So that's, you always want to take a step back and say, okay, well, today is bad. But I'm not really focused on today. I'm focused on the next decade. I'm focused on the next year. So that's number 2. And I would say that the number 3 is you always want to ensure that you have quality investments. I think that's the big key.
Yeah.
You don't want to invest in, what everybody's talking about just because they talk about that thing is profitable, right? You want to go with what's quality, what you know for a fact works, and what works over time. I think those 3 tips together are going to make you a better investor in recessionary times, whether it's a pandemic, and especially when things are good. All of those things you can profit from if you take those 3 steps and start implementing them today.
Yes, I love it. I love it. That's amazing. Amazing tips for us to build bread, which I think is needed in this world. We need to kind of help each other to lift up. And so I really find that your work is truly valuable in that regards, that you're helping to build persons financially. Amazing stuff. And how do we find you if there are persons interested in learning more about what you do and possibly working with you? How can they find you?
Yeah. If you're looking to work with me and learn more about me and what I do, you can find me on all things social media, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere else at Building Bread. And you can go to buildingbread.com. There I have free resources. I teach a class almost every single day for free to help you to create and build your first 6-figure investment plan. So you can check that out for free. That's buildingbread.com/free class.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. And then that will be available to all our audience members then. Join that class, start building bread. Now is the time to get started. So thank you, Kevin. This has been amazing, short and sweet, and very valuable. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Yes, thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it.